Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kelly. This is KBellaBeauty, and I am finally getting around to reviewing the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. So I picked this palette up back in December, I believe, when it was on sale at Ulta. I want to say it was like 50% off, and then I had a 20% off coupon on top of that, so I got it for a really good deal. And I filmed a Test It Out Tuesday for that video. I will link it up above if you're interested in checking that out, but also down below, because in that video I did create a look and I also did swatches. So I'm not doing a tutorial in this video, and I'm not doing swatches in this video either. I also did do a 3-in-1 tutorial, so I will link that in the cards at the end of the video and also down below if you want to see some looks, if you want to see my first impression, and if you want to see some swatches. But in this video, we're going to stick strictly to a review on this palette because I have been promising it for quite some time. This is the palette here, although I'm sure you've probably seen it already. So why don't we go ahead and jump into the video. So I did mention in the beginning that I did get this palette on sale. This palette is normally $55. It's still on sale. I don't know if it's limited edition or if it is a permanent thing. I know this is the collab with Desixkaty, their round 2 collab, and their first collab did go out of stock and then was discontinued, but the Friendcation palette has hung around. You can still find it at Ulta Beauty, you can still find it on the Dose of Colors website, and at first, I'm pretty sure I put this in a pass grab or undecided, and I said that I was going to pass on this palette because I did get the girls eyeshadow palette from their first collab with Desi and Katie, and I wasn't a huge fan of that palette. I still have it. I actually have it for sale on my Poshmark because I've only used it like 2 or 3 times, and that's it. I don't use it anymore. So at first I was like, don't get the Friendcation. You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna use it. It's gonna be a waste of money. It is $55, so it's a more expensive palette. But then the reviews started coming in. My YouTube friends were getting this palette. They were creating looks with it. It looked really, really beautiful. And then it went on sale at Ulta. I'm pretty sure it was maybe $26 or something like that on sale. And then I had a 20% off coupon, and I was able to use that as well. And I can't remember if I got this for $22 or $20, but it was one of the two, 20 or 22. And I picked this up, and I was so excited about it. And I went home and started playing with it, created a Test It Out Tuesday, and I finally have some thoughts for you. So first of all, I do want to start out by saying that this is a very beautiful palette. Okay, the colors are gorgeous. You do have your nice transition shades in here, and then you have some really fun colors that you can put on the lid. And then you have, you know, kind of your simple Just a Kiss, and then this one is, what's this one? Try Me, I believe, is this one. So you have some kind of like everyday shades, a cranberry, a nice champagne shade, and then some pops of color. Overall, I do like this palette. I think that it's very pretty. Do I love it? No, I don't love it. I like it, but I don't love it. I really, really enjoy the mattes. The mattes are super creamy and buttery. They look beautiful on the lid. They blend out nicely. I actually have this palette on my eyes today. I have this shade in Girl Bye all over the lid, and then a little bit of Try Me just tapped on in the center. I love the mattes. The shimmers, not so much. You get a ton of fallout. They can be a little difficult to work with. Anytime I reach into this palette, I know that I do have to do my eyeshadow before any kind of face makeup because I do get a ton of fallout, and I'm not a huge glitter person. And these are not sheens, okay? They do have some bits of chunky glitter, which I think creates the fallout. So although these shades are really beautiful, they are a little bit more challenging to work with, and someone like me who doesn't really like a mess, it's not exactly my absolute favorite. So I reach for the mattes a ton, and I do like the shimmers or the foiled shades, whatever they're calling them. I'm not sure what you want to call these. I do like them, but it's just kind of a drawback for me just because I do get a ton of fallout and it is really messy. Another thing that I find difficult about this eyeshadow palette is that I can't use this palette alone. I can't use it alone because I find that although you have this shade right here in Basic, I feel like it's really bright, so I hope you guys can see it. Although you have this shade in Basic, Basic almost pulls a little bit pinky on me, so I don't like to use it to set all over the lid. I actually don't really use this shadow at all. This is really the only shadow that I don't use. I do like all of the others, but I don't really use Basic. So I find that I don't really have a color that I can set my eyeshadow primer with, which is actually just concealer, and I don't really have like a brow bone highlight shade. I also don't like the Just a Kiss. Just a Kiss is this champagne shade right here. It's very, very sheer. It has barely any pigmentation, so I don't reach for that. I don't use it as my highlight shade. I don't use it in the inner corner. So I do need to go in with another palette when I'm using this eyeshadow palette. And the one that I have been going in with is the Modern Renaissance. And I like the Modern Renaissance because I can go in and use this Tempera shade and I can set my eyeshadow concealer. I can also use it as a brow bone highlight. And then today I have this shade right here in Vermeer on my inner corner to create a little pop. So I've actually been using this palette a lot in conjunction with the Dose of Colors palette. So overall, I am glad that I got this palette because I do really enjoy the mattes, and the shimmers are okay when I feel in the mood to deal with them, but I do really like the mattes. I like the looks that I've created with it. I enjoy using it, but the downfall is I have to go in with another palette and it is really messy. So I like it. I don't love it. I would have returned it if I purchased it for $55. That's just me personally. There are so many people all over YouTube who have been absolutely raving about this eyeshadow palette and they absolutely love it. But for me personally, if I paid $55, I would have returned it, especially since I'm on a no-buy. My husband and I are getting ready for our baby to get here. Like, I just wouldn't have wanted to spend $55 on an eyeshadow palette that I have to use in conjunction with another palette and that I don't love, I just like. However, I did get it on sale. I got it for around $20 or $22, and I think it is 100% worth it for that price, which is why I'm keeping it, why I like it, and why I'm using it. So would I recommend it? I feel like that's a very personal choice. If you are like me, and you really don't like the hassle of like glitter or fallout or like chunky eyeshadow lid shades, then I would say maybe wait for it to go on sale, see if you can get it for half off again, because it is kind of expensive. But if you are someone who likes glitters, you really like a nice shiny lid, you don't mind the mess, then you might really love this palette and it might be worth the $55 for you. So I'm kind of like hesitant to say yes, I recommend it, but also no, I mean, it's not a fail for me and I don't not recommend it. I think it's just totally personal preference because like I said, I wouldn't have wanted to spend $55, but I'm not mad at the $20 or $22 that I did spend, and I do like it and I do reach for it. So that is it. That is my opinion. That is my review. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Like I said, just think about yourself as a consumer. If you're into the glitter, you don't mind the mess, you like it, you'll probably really love this palette. Like I said, the mattes are super creamy and blendable, but if you're like me, you're not into the mess, you're not into the glitter, maybe hold off. Hold off a little bit, see if you can get it on sale, because it might not be your go-to if you're not really into the mess of things. So that's gonna do it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you did. Make sure you're subscribed before you go. I definitely post twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays, except I missed a week in the beginning of the month, and I've been trying to get 3 videos up lately, but I think as we are preparing for the birth of our daughter, I'm gonna have to go back to just 2 videos on either Tuesday or Wednesday, and then for sure on Saturday. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of have to figure out what motherhood is like before I can get back to posting 3 videos a week. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.